Mutton, potatoes, spices, and herbs are mixed together and they are then stuffed into a crepe. The filled crepe is dipped in a batter and then dredged in breadcrumbs. It's then deep fried to make the perfect snack. I will start with the potato. I like to have a higher ratio of potato to mutton in my rolls. It helps to shape it, but it also absorbs all of those spices and keeps a check on the spice level. I have 600 grams of potato and I will just boil this till it's tender. I have 1 tablespoon of fennel seeds and I'm just going to roast it and grind it. In a saute pan, I will add some oil and heat 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds and half a teaspoon of mustard seeds. Saute this in the hot oil. Next, I will add half a diced onion. This is roughly 150 grams. Allow the onion to sweat. Next, I will add half a cup of curry leaves. You can cut these leaves with the scissors if you like. I personally prefer to cut it, but was just feeling super lazy today. I'm also going to add 1 tablespoon of sliced green chilies. You can add more if you want this to be spicy. Saute everything together. Next, I'm going to add 300 grams of boneless mutton. These pieces have been diced quite small since they will be added in a filling. Add 1 tablespoon of Sri Lankan curry powder, half a teaspoon of turmeric, and half a teaspoon of Garam Masala. Now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of ginger and garlic paste. Add salt to taste, mix this well, and let's brown the meat. If you need to add a little bit more oil, go ahead and do that. This is totally optional, but I will add 4 large pieces of pandan leaves. Don't worry if you can't find pandan leaves. If I get my hands on them, I love to add a little bit, and I cut these quite large so I can fish them out later. Add half a cup of leeks and mix this together. Next, I'm going to add half a cup of water and I'm going to cover it. In the meantime, while this is cooking, I'm just going to mash the cooked potatoes. I'm going to cook the mutton for about 15 minutes, stirring frequently in between. We want to make sure that the mutton is cooked and that the liquid is cooked off. Once all the liquid is cooked off, I will fish out the pandan leaves and I'm going to add in the mashed potato. Add half a cup of chopped coriander and keep this aside to cool. Add the fennel seeds that we roasted and ground earlier. To make the crepes, I'm going to start with 2 cups of all-purpose sifted flour and I've got 3 cups of water. I'm going to be adding the water a little bit at a time, beating as I go to make sure there's no lumps in the batter. I'm also going to add 2 eggs in between. I'm going to use most of this water and I'm going to save about half a cup for later as the batter will start to thicken as it sits. The batter should have a consistency of a light cream. Save about a cup of this batter for later. To make the crepes, this is the process I like to follow. I have my batter, my cup measurement, a non-stick pan, and I have a chopping board that I've covered with a tea towel. I also have some oil. I'm going to add a little bit of oil to the hot pan and I will use about a 1/4 cup of the batter. Add it straight into the hot pan and swirl it all around to coat. I'm going to allow this to cook and then I'm just going to take the pan, flip it over and tap it on the board to release the crepe. Keep doing this, cooking the crepes on one side. I will also be transferring the crepes to another surface where they can cool completely. of the rolls, place the crepe, cook side down. Depending on the size of your crepe, I'm going to add 1 to 2 tablespoons of the filling. Form this into a log, fold in the sides of the crepe, and then pull the top over and roll. Since one side is sticky, you wouldn't need to worry about adding anything to seal it. I will roll and prepare all of the rolls before the next step. To make this easy, I will first dip the crepes in the batter that I've reserved, and I'm going to place them on a wire rack. Of course, not everyone has a wire rack. I'm just using this as the excess batter can drip off before I go to the next step. The next step, of course, is to dredge it in breadcrumbs. I will use a total of 1.5 to 2 cups of breadcrumbs. I like to work on breading this in batches so the batter is just sticky enough to hold the breadcrumbs. This is just a technique that I like to work with. It optimizes my time, but you can totally just dip it in batter, allow it to drain, and then dredge it in the breadcrumbs before frying. Once all are done, I'll just give each roll another once over in the breadcrumbs just in case there are any bald spots, and also to roll them back into a cylinder shape. Add them to the hot oil, and once they're nice and golden brown, I will remove them and drain them on some kitchen towel. These are perfectly spiced, nice and crispy, and will be loved by all. Enjoy!